G'day, mate. How are you?
I am fantastic.
That is good to hear. Another week in CrossFit has passed.
Feels like it's been ages. It's been ages since we've done a podcast.
It has. So
We had my fault for missing one. I had to reschedule.
Mhm.
Duty called at the hospital.
Yep. You had to do your day job, right? So
Emergency executive meeting.
Was it an emergency?
I tried to back out of it. But we had a new general manager that was coming on board, and they wanted to meet all the advisory committee members,
Right.
which I have the privilege of being on the board of at the hospital in the city.
So you ditched the podcast to make sure that you talk to the general manager, hey?
Yeah, just hobnobbing. They did feed me, but it was all carby.
Was it no steak?
All carby.
No steak.
I had to sort of. There was some meat, but I had to filter out the meat and like push all the carbs aside. it was like some chicken curry or something like that. So it was really sweet, and I had to just push all that.
Just eat the chicken, right?
Eat the chicken, yeah.
So
what a week! What a
couple! Can you believe
2 to
it's
3
May?
weeks.
It's
May.
Nuts,
isn't it? It's crazy. Well, our season's coming to an end.
It is. I know.
Our CrossFit season is coming to an end, and so much has been happening.
Yes, we got Torians coming up. You've got your semi-finals this weekend. There's already been a couple of semi-finals on.
Yep. Did you watch much of the Far East Throwdown?
I did. I watched most of the individual main events, like in the main heat. So it was pretty good.
Riley Martin. It was great seeing our local Brisbane boys. Who hopefully one day, we will get them on the show.
We will.
Hiko Curtis Tangamarongi, or
he nearly qualified, Dave. He got so close. It's like I think 8 points or something. So and the same with and Riley. Riley finished 4th. So he was
fourth.
Riley won 2 events.
Yep.
Outright.
Yep. So it was so close. I didn't actually see the score, but it all looked really close.
It was.
And then the other big news, which we've got our guests coming on board soon, our wonderful, amazing guests. I can't wait to talk to. But new CEO steering the ship at CrossFit HQ.
Yeah, Bruce Edwards.
Edwards.
So welcome. He's another. I've reached out to him, Dave. I don't know if
he's going to reply. Let's get him on the show.
So I've reached out to him.
We've got to get him on the show. How good would that be, Bruce? If you're watching, Bruce, get on the show. Come and talk to us down here in Australia.
He seems like a pretty down to earth guy.
Yeah.
So not a like fantastic, because he's an everyday person. He's not like an elite athlete. He's not. He doesn't even look 100% fit, but he does CrossFit, and he.
I don't know whether he's coming on the show now.
Watching. I think it's excellent. I think it's brilliant, because it's like it's sometimes you have that view of CrossFit, and then it's all people like you, Dave, who are just the elite and going to the semi-finals.
We're just ordinary people. We are just ordinary folks. Maybe that's a good segue to get our amazing ordinary people on the show. Should we?
Absolutely. So we welcome them.
You want to do the honours?
I'll bring them. First of all, we are.
Good evening, Guy. Good evening, Beck.
Good evening.
Hello. How are you? Thanks so much for coming on the show.
Thanks for having us.
Tell me, Beck, do you like being called Rebecca or Beck?
Beck, and Beck with a K, Dave.
Beck with a K. I know. Where did we make a mistake in the spelling?
Not me, because I put a K. I put a K. He's going to try and throw this on me now. That's what he normally does. It's like, you spelled it wrong.
The link that you threw out there to everyone, it was like Beck with a C, and I said to Joe,
this was just, it wasn't on our our thumbnail. It was on our post, wasn't it? Yeah, just that little
Yes.
post. All right,
Yes.
I apologise sincerely.
That's
I'll take
okay.
that. I'll take that post down. That's like a what do they call it when you get a strike? You get a YouTube strike.
That's it.
Yes.
Beck's just given me a YouTube strike.
You've got it. You've got a
Our
strike.
first camp podcast strike.
Yes.
Yes.
Have you seen any of our podcasts before, Di? Have you tuned into any of our guests over the last 12 months or so?
No, I haven't. I have to admit.
What about yourself, Beck? Have you tuned into any of our shows knowing that you were going to come on the show?
No, I haven't actually. No, I'm just as bad.
All right, so we're expecting you to now subscribe. So we'll have 2 new
Yes.
subscribers after this episode. That's the first thing. That helps the algorithm. So
absolutely.
But we've spoken to a lot of interesting people, and you guys are going to be interesting as well, because it's just like everybody that we get on this podcast is somehow related to CrossFit, whether they be elite athletes, everyday athletes, coaches, nutritionists. Doesn't matter. If they've got a tenuous link to CrossFit, we want to talk to them. So that's approach. So it's really exciting to have you two on today, because you provide a lot of inspiration to the people around you with what you both do. So I can't wait to dig into your story. So thank you for coming on.
Yeah. Well, tell us. Who should we start with? Who wants to go first? Di, you're probably one of our OGs. It's so much of an OG. I'm going to show our audience, our viewers,
no.
This is Di. Di is classified as a CrossFit Neuro legend. You've got your own workout named after you.
I do.
Yeah.
Some of the few movements I can still do.
Yeah. That was. Did you do this one, Anthony?
I did.
Yeah. When did we create these legend workouts? It was about 2 years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, it would have been 2 years ago.
A couple of years ago.
Did you know these, Beck? Did you know about these legend workouts?
No, I didn't. That's very cool. I love it.
Yeah. So we've got some people. I think maybe like 7 or 8 people who have been with Neuro since day one, effectively, and so they got their legend workouts created, and obviously you guys said what movements you love and what movements you like seeing programmed, and so Di came up with this little doozy, 2159. I remember doing this one, Di. It absolutely destroyed me.
With the weights you use, yes, I'm not surprised.
90 kilograms, 60 kilograms, and lots of them. That was a good one. It was really fun. So tell us why. Tell us all about it. How did you end up stepping into the CrossFit box? And now you're like pretty consistent, I must say. You're pretty consistent. Both of you are. So, how did it all start out?
For me, it was I came back from overseas after living and working overseas in 2015. And then at that time had been a fairly intensive yoga practitioner and gym workout person.
So what does that mean? What yoga practitioner? Does that mean you've got
not teaching?
Qualifications?
No, not teaching.
In a yoga.
Practicing in a studio probably about 5 or 6 times a week.
Yep.
And I actually started going to the gym a long time ago, almost 30 years ago, when I was told that I was osteopenic, is it? And one of the hazards, I guess, of being a slightly built person. And I refused to do anything with hormone HRT therapy. So I started working out in the gym with weights. And continued doing that. And when I came back from Hong Kong in 2015, I started to develop problems with my back and developed what became eventually sort of chronic lower back pain. and went and saw a wide variety of people for about 18 months. And someone eventually recommended that I go and see you, Dave. So that was about 9 years ago. Went to Neurohab at St Andrews, and from there have just stayed with the program because it works.
What did you think? What did you think when you walked into the hospital in my office at the St Andrews, and it wasn't your mainstream neurosurgery office, was it?
No. So you red flagged me because I had a compressed L4 nerve because of osteophytes in my spine. And I always remember something you said to me. I've got osteoarthritis through my body. And I remember you saying to me, well, osteoarthritis as you age is just like getting wrinkles on the inside. So, and I think probably for me, the greatest benefit of the program has been that change in mindset and your paradigm of capacity and demand that you sort of talk to people who come into the NeuroHab program with. And as you age, having the capacity to do the things you want in your everyday life is critical. So I'm of an age now where I'm not wanting to do anything outstanding, but just to maintain range of movement and strength and balance. And CrossFit does that for me.
Yeah. Awesome. Di, so when you started that whole process, and you walked into and you started NeuroHab, did you realize that it was going to end up that you were going to be smack bang in a CrossFit class?
No idea at all. I can remember, I don't know, Dave, if you remember Tamara, who started about the same time as me. I can remember the two of us rowing 200 meters in one of the NeuroHab workouts at St Andrews, thinking I was about to die. I'm not competitive in an athletic sense, but I like to do the very best I can with everything that I tackle. And just proving that I was able to do the movements, sort of correctly. And the benefits from NeuroHab for me were probably before. It's a 16-session program. It was before I was even halfway through it, because I'd been compromising my movements so dramatically. So I wasn't trying to avoid pain, and just sort of accepting the fact that sometimes things are uncomfortable and you just need to know how to work around those. So I think that change in mindset for me has been, sort of one of the greatest benefits. And I think sort of your CrossFit box, Dave, with Joe and the coaches there, is probably the first place I've ever worked out at where I haven't felt like the little old lady at the back of the gym trying not to get into everybody's way.
That's great.
Everybody's accepted and encouraged.
And there you are. That's proof of the pudding.
Oh, God, that horrendous photograph.
There is Di flexing off the rest of us.
Yeah, I look like a little old lady that's got lost from an old people's home outing, and I've found my way to this place, and I have no idea what I'm doing or why I'm there.
It's one of my favorite photos of all time with you, and it just shows such a breadth of personalities, ages, abilities, performance. But we're all smiling like crazy. We're all just having fun, and that's kind of the unique thing that everyone experiences when they walk into the gym. Everyone experiences that.
It's the community that's so important. Yeah,
it's so neat. It's so great. But just so the listeners, NeuroHab, a lot of people won't really know what that means, but NeuroHab is like it's a rehabilitation program that basically teaches people to move biomechanically well, so that their joints can become healthier. And pertinent to the program, and my specialty is the spine. And so once you did and I call that the clinical program, that's the clinical program when people come to see me because they've got pain and disability. But once you did that program, and you kind of felt, oh, okay, so I now have a roadmap to follow for the rest of my life of how to move my body. It doesn't matter whether I'm in the gym or whether I'm teaching, in your occupation, or whether I'm in the backyard hanging the laundry out. What kind of made, like, a lot of people will do neurorehab and we'll never see them again. They're happy, they get better. Why did you stay around?
Difficult question. I think the community feel of the gym, because how long have you been at Wollongabba now? 3, 4 years?
Yeah, must be getting close to 4 years. If someone's watching and listening, I don't know.
Yeah,
We've been at 2 locations. We've been at the hospital and here at the Gabba.
After COVID.
Sorry?
Yeah, we
moved
after
here.
COVID.
Yeah. I can remember doing some workouts during some of the partial sort of COVID lockdowns. So we were there probably just before the COVID situation finished. I just enjoy. I mean, I sort of always say there's no workout that I ever want to do, but I just enjoyed what I was doing, and the fact that it gave me a way of gauging if I was moving correctly, sort of continuing to practice that in probably a tighter situation than you might be in your normal, sort of daily movements.
Was there a sense of a little bit of security that the coaches, the CrossFit coaches, who were also the clinical coaches, were kind of watching you and making sure that you didn't sort of stray from those biomechanical points of performance?
Yeah, and I think that's the big, sort of plus with your gym, the fact that everybody is singing from the same songbook. I think back now to some of the workouts that I did in Australia before I went to live overseas and while I was overseas, and thinking about the very poor instruction that you're given in those larger gym settings, because I used to do body pump as one of the workouts that I did. And knowing that, I wasn't sort of racking the weights correctly in a front rack position, and just, sort of knowing now that difference between moving correctly and the damage that you can probably do to your body if you're not. And the fact that the coaches are always there. I like that when I come in, they sort of say, well, what modifications, if any, do you need to do tonight? Because my shoulder now is probably a bigger issue. So there are some movements that I can no longer do. And the coaches are aware of it, and, sort of no one's ever made to feel as though they're a burden or, they've got to go out of their way to, and Beck, you'd be, sort of very aware of that in your situation. That, you're just part of what's going on there in the gym, because everybody at some point has to have something modified, or, you may not be, sort of, you may have a slight sort of muscle pull or something. So people change a little bit what they do with the workouts. Yeah.
And Joanne's just sent a little message. She said, we moved to the Gabba on the 8th of July, 2019.
Okay.
Oh, I remember
that long ago.
Right. Yeah. And I remember that day, because that's the only 5 a.m. class that I've done. Joe and I got up at like 4 o'clock in the morning, and we said we're going to go to the very first class. I'm pretty sure that's right. And then, can you see those comments on the screen, Bek and Dianne? Are they coming up on your screen?
I haven't got a full-size screen on I've got just a tiny little phone. I couldn't get it up.
It says, when I think role models, strong women, big hearts, and incredible work ethic, you two ladies would be sitting at the top of my list. Yeah, it is really inspiring. Like when I train with you, Di, like and Beck, I just think, wow, if if you guys can do it and go through that sort of pain and discomfort of doing your best, then I can too. Stop whinging, That's what it does for me. So I get a great benefit out of being on in the gym with you guys.
Yeah.
So cool. Well done. Okay. And Beck, tell us a little bit. So you're a little bit newer to the neuro family.
I am. I've been with neuro now for, this will be my 5th month. Consecutively been coming 4 times a week and sometimes 5. So
Wow.
yeah, really, really loving my journey thus far. And yeah, it's just been a really good kick in the backside that I needed to come and join somewhere new. And yeah, I was a bit blown away from everything so far. So yes, I'm loving my journey with you guys.
When did you start doing functional training? And we'll go a little bit more into some of your other interesting history. But you know, in your early days, in your 20s and 30s, were you super athletic? Were you very sporty, or more sort of focused on work and family?
No, I moved here when I was 27, but essentially I played basketball and tennis pretty much all the way through. I played that from like 5 years old all the way through, and especially played tennis and basketball. Well, both of those going into adulthood as well when I finished school and everything. So when I moved up here, I suppose that all stopped because I just didn't have a tennis club. I didn't have a basketball club. And I was probably just trying to, figure out what I was doing here in the first place. So I kind of stopped all that when I moved here. But yes, I was very sporty in that regard, all growing up. And my dad massively into AFL, mum basketball coach, did all that sort of jazz with us 4 kids. So yeah.
So sports been a part of your life, as long as you can remember.
Yes, 100%.
And had you heard of functional training or CrossFit, as we call it?
Well, yes, definitely had. So my sister and brother-in-law both did CrossFit before I joined. They over at Tenerife. They live over that way. And I was more so doing swimming because of all of my neurological stuff with my legs and everything. So, and I was about 35 kilos heavier. So I've made some massive changes in my life over the last sort of 5, 6, 7 years, I suppose. And I was doing a lot of swimming, and then that's where I met another coach from another CrossFit box and joined that box like 11 years ago, just about. And so I did join functional fitness there, and I have been doing that for the last 11 years. But it was just time for a change and a bit of a kick in the bum for me. And I thought there's got to be more for me, and these little legs are mine. So, and I live locally in Wollongabba, and I've driven past your box so many times. And one day I just went, that door's up, I'm walking in, and I'm just going to have a chat.
That's awesome.
We
love having you here. Did you 11 years ago when you started at another box? Like, was that a big decision for you? Was that scary and frightening? Like, can I do this? Like, especially with your neurological condition. How did you sort of negotiate that?
Am I allowed to swear?
Absolutely.
Go for it.
We've already had one YouTube strike. We'll get another.
I was shit scared. I was absolutely shit scared, and I had no idea what to expect. I was obviously very anxious about the whole thing, and anyway, that community was very, very accepting, full of a few oldies and a few people with ailments and things like that as well. So honestly, like it was, I'm not backward in coming forward, so to speak, either, and I'll always have a crack at everything. So I'm happy to get in and have a go. Yes, I might feel a bit stupid about it at the beginning, but at the end of the day, look, it's taken me a long time to get where I am now, but I am who I am. My legs are how they are, and it is what it is. And people don't like it, they can bugger off.
So did you talk to the owners or talk to the coaches beforehand and just say, hey, I just want to join, or was there any concern from their end, or were they very
look, they were really accepting, but that particular coach was also like the swim instructor up at the Clem. So she had seen me, and I'd obviously chatted to her a lot, and she said, just come and have a go. If you don't like it, you don't obviously have to join, but if you do like it, we can start modifying and doing things for you. And that's how it all sort of began. And because my sister and brother-in-law had a massive love of CrossFit, I was like, well, I can do this as well.
Yeah. So they were there with you. You trained with your sister and brother-in-law in the same classes?
No, they were at Tenerife.
Oh, okay.
Mine was over this side on the south side. Yeah. Okay. So no.
So you didn't know anybody there. You just rocked up and said, "I want to do this because my family talk about it and love it and say that I should do it."
Yep.
Right. It's fantastic that they gave you such a welcoming experience and you just stayed with them for what, 10 odd years, 10, 11 years.
10 plus years.
No breaks, no real sort of sabbaticals away from CrossFit.
Just every now and then, but not like massive breaks, like maybe 3 months at a time if I had a break, but that was about it, to be honest.
Yeah, okay.
But, you know, something shifts and, you know, you need that little bit more, and I wasn't getting it anymore. And I probably stayed a lot longer because, as Di said, the sense of community, that's where you're staying, and because that's what you love, and you meet, and I've met so many good friends through that CrossFit box that, you know, I'll cherish forever. But for me personally, and like for what I needed next, I needed to make a change, and I needed to have something that was going to be, you know, give me more basically. And, you know, with the name Neuro written on it, close by, walk in the door. And again, I didn't know one single person there, and I just took a chance. And the day I came in to speak with Joe, I think Jono was there, and so was maybe Angus or Jet. So I had the benefit of meeting 2 of the coaches at the same time. And again, I was shit scared as I walked in, but I was like, stuff this, I'm just coming in.
Yeah. No, that's
the best decision I've ever made. That's 100% hands down the best decision I've made.
Yeah, and I think, Beck, they as coaches and us as a gym, we want to make you better, and you also make them better. You make them better. You make them better coaches.
Well, they've got to think outside the box, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely. and you make the whole membership better by being there, which is so cool.
That's very kind.
Very much so.
Svetlana said, "Amazing lady, so inspirational." How cool is that?
We love
Thanks,
you.
Svetlana. Thanks, Svetlana. Can I show Svetlana in that little photograph, Anthony?
You can.
There's Svetlana. Yay! This is the wealth of the people that we have. It's just so cool from all walks of life. Such a great time. It's just like our playground, our healthy playground. Every night. All right. Do you want to talk about your condition, Beck, at all? Do you want to talk about that? Yeah.
So I suppose back at the beginning, this is when it all happened. I was 35. My sister is a registered nurse as well. So she's been around the traps for a long time up here too. So anyway, long story short, I sort of said to her one day, look, I don't really have any balance. And she's like, well, what do you mean? I said, I don't know. I just thought it was the way I am. I have to hang on to things. I can't stand up by myself for obviously long periods of time. And so I went to my GP. She didn't really know where to send me. So thought first off, maybe it was MS. So I had all of those testing done. Nothing came back. And then it was, do we go to the ortho or do we go to a neuro? She sent me to an ortho, saw me for, I don't know, the whole of 10 seconds. He looked at my legs and my knees and watched me walk, and then marched me straight down the passage and said, you need to see a neurologist. So at that point, I didn't know what to really think, or didn't know what was going on, to be honest. So back then they didn't have any genetic testing, and it was assumed that I would have something called a Charcot-Marie tooth disease, which we call CMT. And that's not the country music television. That's what everybody thinks I'm talking about. So
what's that? What's that about television?
Country music television.
Right.
Charcot-Marie tooth is named after the 3 professors who founded it. So yes, it's some of them are unfortunate names, but and it's neurological and it's peripheral and it affects my nerves and my muscles. Mostly in my legs for me, a little bit in my hands, but mostly mine is my legs. You can have foot drop, you can have, which I have, zero balance, which I have, and you can have also lots of other things which are not fun, but I feel I have a very mild case. I I get around, I live independently, I do everything independently, I work 100% full time. And yeah, there you go. Thanks, Dave. And it does say that it does affect approximately 1 in 2,500 people, and it is the most common inherited. Mine is not inherited. No one in my family on the side, back and forth, have it. I have. There's 4 siblings. There's 4 of us. I come in at number 2. My older brother doesn't have it. Mum and dad don't have it, and my younger 2 siblings never got any sort of testing done. There was no need to. So mine is probably a mutation, and it's just my bad luck that's what I ended up with. But I always think it could be worse. It could be far, far worse than everything else on the planet. And you know what? I can still walk. I'm not in a wheelchair, and I probably won't get that far, which is great. So and it can't kill me, which is also good. But there's no medication.
Yeah. There's no real treatment per se.
No, so
you're not using any medication for it, or
no, there's nothing. You can use steroids. That's about it. But I didn't need to be on any of that. I'm not in any pain from it, which is good.
No pain. That's wonderful.
Pain. Yes, I just for long periods of time, if I stand up, I get obviously very sore feet, and if I'm walking around a hell of a lot, I get very sore feet and tired legs. But generally speaking, and my circulation from the knees down is poor. But I always think it could be worse. So I do what I can. And if I need help, I've learnt to just ask for that these days. I stick my arm out if I need a hand. My workplace is very, very supportive, always have been. And one of our 4 core values is inclusivity. So, which is really great. So they're always supportive of me as well.
Yep. So just for our listeners as well. So we have nervous system diseases, and we kind of divide them between the central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system. The central nervous system being the spinal cord and the brain, and you talked about MS before as an alternative diagnosis. That's kind of affecting the central nervous system. But what you've got is affecting the peripheral nervous system, and our nerves in the periphery are bundles of like fibers, and they usually mixed. So you have sensory fibers and motor fibers. So motor fibers are fibers that create muscle contraction, and then sensory fibers are those fibers that sort of bring sensory signals back to the brain. And Charcot-Marie-Tooth seems to just pick off the motor fibers that that then cause that weakness of your extremities, and the foot drop is probably a prominent one for yourself. The foot drop. And is that affecting you on both sides or just one side?
Probably more one side than the other. I probably don't notice it as much. People look at me funny sometimes, and I get it, but you know, I probably don't take any notice of myself these days.
Do you wear I don't think I've seen you wearing any ankle type bracing. So I know some people with foot drop will need to wear like an orthosis to keep their ankle held up and not be sort of floppy.
Yeah, I'm probably a little bit lucky. It's probably not as bad as that at this point. I probably do need to go and see a podiatrist and things like that, yes. But I'm very, I don't know what's the word. I'm very,
resilient. You were kind of just like,
I feel a bit tough, and I'm always a bit like, I don't need this and I don't need that. I'm very independent as well. So I just get by and do what I do. And like I said, I live independently, do everything independently. Luckily for me, I don't fall. A lot of people fall with this as well. So, or they drop things from the cupboard with, they get them out. I met up with a group of people with CMT a month or 2 ago, and a lot of them talked about, you know, just getting a cup out of the cupboard and it slips right through. So I kind of go, okay, well, I don't have that, so this is good. So I like to think I've got a very mild case of Charcot-Marie-Tooth, and like I said, it's taken me a long time to come to terms with it, but it is what it is, and I can't change it, so I deal with it.
Did you go through a period of sort of grief or denial when you got diagnosed, and in terms of the unknown of how quickly was it going to progress? Am I going to be in a wheelchair, or how did you deal with that?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I sort of always feel like I'm always positive, so with it, and try not to be too down in the dumps. Look, some days I just see someone standing at the lights and go, gee, I wish I could just stand there and not have to hang on to it, or, you know, just seeing people in general standing still. Like, I get a bit sad about that sometimes. If I could have one thing, I would just like my balance back. But I don't know. I don't know that I went into a denial. I probably didn't want to talk to people about it, I suppose, and tell them what it was. So that's probably me just being in a bit of denial about it. Yeah, I never really wanted to talk about it in the very early days. It's hard, and you know, people still judge you. I mean, kids look at you still now. Kids will just watch me walking and with their eyes wide open, and look, adults do too, but not as bad. And some people will say, oh, is everything okay? Have you hurt yourself? Or have you done this? I just say, no, it's just how I am. And then they move on very quickly.
Yeah.
That's a great answer. So, how do you find like CrossFit helps with all of this? Like, what does it help from a? Do you feel like it's slowing the progression, or is it just mindset? Like, what does it do for you?
I feel like it's probably a little bit of mindset, but I feel like, yes, it would slow the progression. I often, like when my other siblings come up to visit or I go home back to Victoria, I might say, or say to friends, do I look different? Do I, you know, present differently? And most of the time, well, it's no, you're just the same to me. So that's probably my gauge from family and friends letting me know that they don't believe I've digressed. So, and in fact, I've probably got stronger in some aspects, and my upper body especially would be a lot stronger because I can't use my legs for a lot of things. Like I can tell this to tell that, but it doesn't compute. So definitely part mindset, but it keeps me fit, it keeps me healthy, it keeps me active. And now coming to neuro with all of the things we do pre the workout itself, like the stretching, and like I might not be very good at it, but I'll always have a crack and ensure that I'm trying to get the best out of these damn legs that I can. So I just want to stay fit and healthy. And like Di said, you know, I'm not here to be some crazy athlete. I'm just here to maintain my lifestyle and keep fit and healthy.
Can I interrupt? I work at the end of the sort of the back of the gym, away from all the big heavy lifters, like Bek does, like you two guys. But I have to say, Bek's got pretty amazing upper body strength. Yeah, and the fact that she has to sort of lean against the rig to be able to do some of the moves that she does, I find, you know, sort of pretty amazing.
Thank you.
I've seen you rowing as well. You still hit intensity, right? It's all like the way that you feel at the end of the workout is not indifferent to the way, like you said, Di, the people at the front of the room who might be having an extra 100 kilos on the barbell or something. But you still feel absolutely wrecked, don't you?
100%. Like my heart rate gets up to 179, 180, and like that's pretty high when you're really pushing at it. So I mean, even with the weights, like I still get a really sturdy workout lifting weights, and I love to lift the weights too. So you know, you guys run, I row. So I think I've rowed now 33,500 kilometers since I started.
Wow. And look at this, a new PB. Is that the new PB just the other day?
Yeah, that was yesterday. Thanks, Joe.
42 kilograms. Wow.
Oh, was that
awesome. That was your yesterday.
Your back squat?
My back squat yesterday.
Wow.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's pretty great. That's pretty great. Still getting PBs. Wow. Still getting PBs. And you know what? We don't know where the top of the curve is. Where, you know, Anthony, I've talked about this, and I've talked about it with other masters. You know, we're in our mid 50s and
early 50s. Thank you.
Yes, very early.
Some of us are a wee bit older.
Well, hang on, no, Beck. I think you and I are in the same division. You and I are in the same CrossFit Open division. I'm pretty sure.
Me or Anthony?
No, you and I. Oh, Anthony's in the division below me.
Yeah, I'm
51.
Yeah. So we're in the same division, Beck.
You're closer to me. You're closer to me, Beck. We'll stay together. We'll just let him. We'll let Dave go and bring the old one. So.
Yep.
But yeah, we don't know when. Like obviously as you get older, and Di, you might be able to shed some light on this. Like even in your 10-year-odd career of CrossFitting, there's a turning point where senescence and getting older. There's no matter how hard you train, the biological clock is going to limit some gains. Like, did you notice that? Did you notice that when you started training?
Yeah, now I'm sort of in my middle 70s. I know that I've come to accept the fact that the weights I use now are the maximum that I can use. I mean, I'm restricted because of the situation with my shoulder, but I sort of look at a long time ago. It was when Georgia was at the gym. And I was back squatting over my body weight. So I weigh about 48 kilograms. So I was able to back squat, sort of just on or a kilogram over my body weight. And I know now that I can't do that. Probably, I haven't done a 1 rep max tryout for back squats for quite a long while, but probably I would, get around 40 or just over 40 now. So, and, I've read all of the information that they, that's sort of made available about, sort of your decrease in muscle bulk and things like that as you age. And, sort of diet's an important part of maintaining, I think, your capacity as you age too, making sure that you're not, you have a greater, sort of balance of protein to, your carb intake. Yeah, so it certainly is. I'm noticing, sort of since I've hit my middle 70s that I mean, I still, I mean, tonight's workout was because I couldn't do the squats, sort of the snatch movement because of my shoulder, but I did cleans, and I hadn't done cleans with a barbell since before, or probably for 12 months or more before the last open, and it was only you, Dave, pushing me to sort of enter into the open that I had to use a barbell for one of those workouts. And it really, I thought, okay, I can still do this, but I can't use the weights that I used to. So, and I guess it's accepting that. I think back to my mum died when she was 92. And I think back to the last 5 years of her life and how she was so furiously independent with being able to do the things that she needed to. And I can really understand now why she behaved that way, because sort of the retention of that range of movement and the things that you can do as you age is one marker, I think, for an individual for sort of how independent they're able to be, and that's, well, for me it is anyway, is really important.
And a lot of people can be in their 90s, but their quality of life in their 90s is nowhere near as good as what someone who regularly does what you guys do. And I think there's a saying that's I don't remember, functional capacity is the ultimate metric of health. Right. There's lots of metrics of health. You might say body weight is a metric of health. You might say your cholesterol levels or your blood pressure. But in actual fact, the most valuable metric of health is what can you do? And the more things you can do, the much more likelihood it is that all those other parameters that we commonly measure are going to be good anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
So functional capacity. And as Jay's got here, how many people in their mid-70s do you know that are lifting, rowing, echo biking, squatting, burpeeing? The list goes on. I want to be like you.
My version of them.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
And it goes back.
I also want to add just like the skill level that you have when you do those movements. They are textbook. When you row die, it is textbook. It is like you are in the exact positions that you are supposed to be in. And the same when you do your cleans, and the same when you do like, yeah, okay, you might not be lifting as much as other people, but your technique is just drilled. So
look at this. Look at this ring row. The ring row, you're just absolutely straight line. Perfect. Yeah,
there's no slouching, there's no like hyperarching or anything. It's just exactly the way you've been trained to do it. So
yeah,
it's very good.
And it's interesting because as a younger person, I was always told that I had a sway back, and that's not an issue for me now. So it was probably part of my posture and the way I moved. I don't know, but it's no longer an issue. Yeah.
And this is also relevant to Bek, and everyone who sort of experiences CrossFit, or who's not doing a sport like CrossFit, where they lack that relative intensity. You know how we talked about feeling wrecked at the end of a 10-minute workout, where your heart rate's 120 and the sweat pouring off you, and you just feel like, oh, I just want to collapse to the ground. That intensity, which is relative to everyone in the room, is such a powerful stimulant for hormonal secretion. Okay, so your growth hormones, your dopamine, your serotonin, your adrenaline, testosterone, all of the hormones that you hear. And one very important one is called brain-derived neurotrophic factor. So this is a hormone that makes nerves healthy. It makes nerves sprout synapses and signals and communication with other nerves. We call them synapses. And when you have that hormone floating around your bloodstream, you're kind of protecting yourself from dementia and Alzheimer's and peripheral neuropathy, all of those things that can sort of affect the body as it ages. So people who are exercising and they say, I'm going to go for a walk around the block, I'll go for 1 hour, and they could be reading a magazine while they're walking around the block. It's almost a waste of time. Just go and watch TV. You know, not that walking around the block is bad. You're going to hear everyone say, oh, walking around the block, I love walking. Yes, it's not bad for you, but it may not also be that much good for you either.
There's better things.
You've got to strive for relative intensity. And they could almost use that as an alternative name for CrossFit, is like the sport of intensity, because every single night we pursue that intensity.
Doesn't quite have the same ring, Dave.
No.
What do you do? The sport of intensity. Okay.
And you can see that with all the collapsed, wrecked bodies at the end of a workout. I mean, everybody, as you said, relative intensity. Bek and I at our end of the gym doing what we do is equivalent to what you guys at the front do. Yeah.
1,000,000%. That is exactly it. And I don't think a lot of people get that. And a lot of people are scared away from CrossFit because they think they have to be superhuman, muscle-bound jocks to be participating in it. And it's just not true. Like, that's just it's a really difficult stigma that the organization and the head, the .com owners of CrossFit can't shake. They can't shake it, it's difficult.
I think, Dave, probably because the average person, the only thing they would see about CrossFit would be the elite athletes in competition, and not the rest of us who, sort of work out at our level 3 to 5 times a week. In a CrossFit box with great supervision. There's sort of, I guess, maybe the way it's publicized, I don't know.
Social media, you want people want to click on things that look extraordinary and amazing, and it's a challenge. But that's why it's fantastic having people like you on our show as well. Like, we've had we've had some elite athletes on the show, but we've also had some, just general population people that just train and work out and stay healthy. Don't join the public hospital burden of disease out there.
You even got your son along, didn't you, Di? So tell us about that.
Michael.
Yeah, tell us about that.
So, he's made a major not midlife. He's only in his mid-30s. But major life change. Moved out of civil construction and actually joined the army and is now in the Signals Corps in cybersecurity. So he came up for 6 weeks at Christmas time and came along to CrossFit with me. And sort of for all the PT sessions they do regularly in the army, sort of three times a week, with battle PT, which sounds pretty horrendous, but he said probably it doesn't really compare to CrossFit, Mum. So maybe they need to introduce CrossFit to some of the armed forces.
Yep, absolutely. Because I remember it was great having him come and visit, and I had lots of chats with him. And hopefully he's still is he got time now to join a local box?
Not at the moment. He's very busy studying. So and he ran in the CAD Cup up here in October last year and ended up with shin splints as a result. So he's been on a returning to running program. And is just now back at full PT. He was still doing weights and sort of stationary bike and rowing work, but he's now back to full PT. So yeah, he I think with the demand of his program at the moment, that's probably something for the future for him.
He'll come back, I'm sure. He'll come back.
Yeah, no, he enjoyed it. He enjoyed the challenge of it.
Yeah, and he learned pretty quickly too. Some of the more complicated movements, cleans, and snatching and deadlift and overhead positions.
Yeah.
So who else have you been able to get along, Di? Like how have you?
Probably not a lot of other people. It's just something that I do.
So what do your friends say? Like, I mean, all your friends of the similar age. Like, there's that crazy Di going off to do that crazy stuff.
Yeah, no, they don't say very much at all. One of the women I work with is about 15 years younger than me. She's just in her early 60s. We've worked in the same team for quite a number of years, and sometimes I go in and say, I did such and such at the gym last night, and she said her comment is, well, I did diddly squat last night, so talking about the squats I might have done. But she's very fit. She plays lots of golf and does other sort of she's very athletic, but not into high intensity training. Big difference.
You can tell her what relative intensity does for neurohormonal.
Yes, I will.
She's missing out on some amazing hormonal adaptive responses.
Yeah.
I want to show Di on the leaderboard. So we did the Open this year. We all did the Open. Beck, you as well.
Yes.
A little bit of persuasion required.
Lots of it.
How many times have you done the Open?
For me, it's probably, I think, my third or fourth time. The first time I did it, I was at the hospital, I think.
Okay. Yeah.
I didn't really have much idea of what I was doing at PA at St Andrews. And I had a break when I had problems with my shoulder for a couple of years, and I had to be talked into it this time to have a go at it because I thought I won't be able to do a lot of the movements, but there was only one because I can't do rig work anymore. So there was really only one movement.
So Di, I don't even know if Anthony knows this. This is I've never seen Di competitive like you were during this Open, because I remember you came up to me and we were next to the rig and you said something. I'm coming first. I'm coming first. After week
it was such a shock.
and then after week 2, you lost your first place. Like
I did, because that was the
dropped
rig
down.
work. That was the rig work program, and I'd finished
Yep.
everything but the rig work in half the time that was allocated, and then it took me all the remaining time to get 6 jumping pull-ups.
Yes. And then you had the third workout of the Open to sort of rectify that situation, and you did, and you finished first in Oceania, which is Australia, New Zealand, Asia,
so cool.
in that foundations division. So that was competitive. Di came through. That was so neat. So Di first, and then we'll bring Beck up. Beck, you were amazing as well. You were 9th.
Wow, that's so
we did
cool.
pretty well.
Right?
Okay.
Did you even know that, Beck?
No, I had no clue.
You had no clue. You didn't leaderboard stalk.
Oh my God! You guys would have qualified for the quarterfinals.
I doubt it.
I don't think at foundation level they have quarterfinals.
Oh man, they should have. You guys would have been there.
Yeah. So 9th, top 10. Beck, you can tell your family you were top 10 in your division, and Di was first in Oceania, and then I've got to add Di's worldwide rank. Okay, so that's worldwide.
Wow.
That's worldwide in your division.
Okay. Where was I?
132.
132.
Okay.
Right? So that's worldwide. That's out of about 400 people, I think.
Okay.
That's a lot of people that you're competing against.
Halfway. That's good.
Yeah, across the world. So I reckon next year you've got it in you to go.
There's more than that. It's 563rd at worst.
Is it?
Well, look, the second workout was 563. So I can't imagine you came last. So it would be more than 563.
Well, that's right. That's right. So it could be it'll be even over 400, right? So there's someone here who's 500. It's
probably 600 or 700. So.
Yeah, I did look it up earlier today, but just from memory, but it's hundreds. So that's an awesome effort, Good on you.
Top 10%. That's the top 10%.
And it was all just super fun every Friday evening. You did it all on the Friday night lights, didn't you?
Yeah.
Friday night lights. It's just such
it's such a supportive atmosphere there. That's sort of makes a difference.
Made it fun.
Absolutely.
It was.
Beck, have you done many Opens before at all or not?
Yeah, probably 3 or 4, but I haven't done one for such a long time. And to only be at your CrossFit for not very long, and Joe's like, you have to do it. And I'm like, anyway, I just did. I was like, I'll stuff it. I just did.
Yeah. Everything is able to be adapted to.
And that's what's so great about the coaches and everyone at Neuro. Like the boys, know that I'm coming, so everything's programmed around what I can do. Jono's generally got my back area set up for me before I come in. Angus had done some background on my neurological disorder, so had a chat to the boys around that as well. So it's just so supportive, and I think that's why I love to come at least 4 times a week, because I feel like I'm missing out if I don't come. So
you get a bit of FOMO. You get a FOMO. Yeah. Do you look at the workout on beyond the whiteboard and say, "Oh wow, I don't want to miss that one"?
No, I probably look at it and go, "I don't want to do that one, but I'm still going to go."
Yeah. I look at it and think, no, I can't do that movement. I have to modify.
But I generally show up.
We still do that. I do that.
So the big test is coming up for you, Beck, because we're halfway through the year, which means we've only got another 6 months before we have to see Dave's New Year's Day WOD, and that's the only WOD that Dave's allowed to program, Beck.
And it's probably got some very heavy lifting in it, I'd imagine.
Oh, it's always done in such a way that that the year can't get any worse after that workout. So So it sets you up, because if you can get through that, you can get through the year. You're sorted. You're ready to go. So,
Right.
and he's got a bit gentler in the last few years. I think the
Do you think
first.
so? Oh.
Yeah, no, the DT that you did with the 50, 40, 30, 20, 10 burpees, box jumps, and what was the other thing? There was another wall balls.
DT, 5 rounds of,
and then a round of DT in between.
In
each
between,
one.
yeah. Active
Yeah,
rest was your active rest was a round of DT.
That took me like an hour and 15, hour and 20 minutes.
You might just be getting fitter, Anthony. You might just be, I'm going to have to step up my game if you're saying that they're getting.
Don't say things like that, Anthony.
Yeah.
Well, Joe said that to me, Dave. She said, Joe's, he said, Dave's, he's got some common sense about the workout now. He's not crazy as much as he used to be. So it seems like you're gonna push that now. Shouldn't have said anything, but.
I test all the workouts. I actually do the workouts a couple of times if I want to make a refinement. If I'm not happy, I'll do it again with that refinement. And I think about the workout all through the year, just little things that I might see here and there. Like, oh, that looks pretty cool. I'll just save that away. And then I sort of put it together around November and start testing it. So I don't know what you guys normally do on New Year's Day. Have you ever done a New Year's Day workout?
I've done it once.
Yes, you have. Yes, you have. I think you were there for that first one that I did, because we were doing.
I've done
the burpees off the box.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, Beck. I'll plan my next one with appropriate mods for you on New Year's Day too. You'll be there. Like New Year's Day, because Joe and I go to bed at like 10 o'clock on New Year's Eve. So New Year's Day for us, we're getting up early and doing stuff. There's no drinking or partying New Year's Eve for us. So New Year's. Do you party New Year's Day? New Year's Eve?
Not anymore.
Not really.
No.
Good. Okay, so no excuses. No excuses.
No.
But Dave, I think Dave really enjoys the workout because he doesn't do it. So he's already done it. So he then gets to
watch everybody else suffer.
Because he coaches it. He's the coach for the day,
Right.
We're all doing the right thing.
Yeah, love it.
It's good stuff. All right. Well. Any goals then? Have you got any goals leading up over the next sort of 6 to 12 months, short term, long term? How do you see yourself in over the next 12 to medium term, 12 months medium? What do you think?
Just be able to keep moving the way I have been, working around my shoulder issues.
That's remaining stable. I know you've always had shoulder issues.
Well, I haven't always.
Stable. Like that's pretty stable. It's not getting worse. Not getting.
No, I see.
Deteriorating.
Yeah, I see Courtney and do some. Well, it's not rehab because I've got no cartilage left in it, so it's never going to rehab. But just to be able to maintain the stability from my shoulder and that range of movement without too much discomfort.
Did you just see this picture there? Well, you did bilateral, didn't you? Or you didn't just leave the dumbbell? You were still using the other shoulder.
Yeah, I still use it, just that I can't push overhead with a barbell any longer, and I can't hang from the rig because there are certain movements that are very uncomfortable. You just sort of work around it. Like Beck does.
What would you say, like, to someone? What would you say to someone who doesn't really have any physical activity? They don't have any sport. They're pretty sedentary. They think that they're past it. Just say they're in their late 50s or 60s. What would you say to them?
I think being active is so important because I sort of retired for 5 months, took all my long service like beginning of last year, and I need to be, and I need to be physically active. I know my shoulder, which is not ever going to get better, is better when I work out, even though I look at the workouts and think, it's going to be uncomfortable, but it always feels better afterwards. So that movement is so beneficial. You just, and thinking about all the things you do in your daily life, Beck, as you said, getting things out of cupboards and, sort of having to bend down low to pick things up. And I'm doing some volunteering work at the hospital, pushing people in a wheelchair, being able to do things like that. If you're not physically active and fit, you can't do those things, which restricts your life. Yeah.
And can you think of any better sport that you could choose? Like, I can't. Like, if you were advising someone, like, would you say I'd go do tennis or join a running club or a swimming club? I can't think of any better activity, any better place to go, better sort of place to step into a CrossFit box than a CrossFit box.
You get to do so much variety as well. So, it just makes sense.
Yeah. And it's all geared around functional movement, whereas, you sort of look at other sports and sometimes people injure themselves because they're not moving properly when they play sports. So the whole focus at the gym is to, sort of be moving so that you are using good functional movement.
Every joint in your body with stability.
I was going to say, every muscle in the body is being used in a different way for a different purpose and a different exercise. And that's the other thing the boys and Kira gear is, every workout has a purpose. It's like you stretch it's like you're getting the stretch from the day before's workout, but then you're still doing functional things to get ready for the next WOD. And the WOD might only go for 8 minutes or 9 minutes, but you've done 45 minutes of work to actually get there. Just I don't know, just quickly go do this warm up and then let's start the workout. Like, how do you get the best out of your body if you're doing things like that?
It's really bang for your buck, isn't it? Like, people can't believe that sometimes our workouts are less than 10 minutes.
Well, I mean, 15 minutes tonight, and sort of that was 300. Well, for me at my level, 300 single under skips and 45, 35 kilogram dumbbell deadlifts, and then because I can't wall walk or do anything like that anymore, 60 shoulder taps. So
it's
crazy, you sort of it was 7 minutes work.
7 minutes. That's so good. And so if you're time poor, like if people say, I don't have time, it's the biggest load of baloney that it's just not even an excuse. I don't want to hear someone say they don't have time to train or be healthy. Like, what else is more valuable to you in life than your health? Like, there's nothing. Like, it just baffles me when people say I don't have time. What's the Atlanta say? Apparently, number one emergency calls are due to falls. So important to lift heavy to keep bones strong, mobility, etc.
And especially like when you get up into this age bracket now, like for women of my age, it is extremely important to stay mobile and lift because of all the hormone changes in our body and everything like that. Like it's written in black and white that you should actually weight lift at least 3 times a week in my age bracket. And I'm sure it's like the same for Di now as well. Like, it's so important. And it's fun. As much as it's hard, it's actually lots of fun. We have so much fun.
It doesn't feel like it doesn't feel like a burden at all. Like, I'll sit in this office and it'll be like 12 o'clock or 3 o'clock, and I'll look at my watch and I go, oh, geez, I've only got 1 hour left, and then the 1 hour to go before the workout. It's like, I got to quickly get through my work so that I can make sure that I don't miss the brief.
Exactly. And I've been talking to people now since I left my old place, and I've had a couple of my friends join, and hopefully I'm going to have a couple more join as well. So, and I think the other 2 that have joined have been there for just over a month, and like Glenn sent a message basically saying, Erin and I are loving it. It's everything Beck said it was going to be, and everything that we do has a purpose, and it's just a breath of fresh air. So
that's good.
Yeah,
that's awesome. Well, so what about your aspirations, Beck? Any movement you want to get? Any weight you want to hit?
Oh, look, I'm just pretty, you know what? I'm actually pretty stoked with these back squats because I've never been
pretty impressive.
I've never been given this type of opportunity where I can actually put a bar on my shoulders like this and actually squat. I've never, ever been given anywhere that I could do that. So you guys have given me that opportunity to be able to back squat. And last night I was like, oh, jeepers, you know, okay, I'll do 35. Okay, I'll do 37.5. And then one of the guys, Brett, it said, just leave that weight on what I did and have a go. And I was like, okay, just spot me over here. And I probably, if I'm being honest, could have gone up a little bit higher, but I was just actually really stoked that I did that. And then Dave's walking past. I'm like, Dave, I just did a PB. And
yeah, big high five. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, I was telling everybody because I was pretty wrapped. So to be honest, Anthony, I reckon for me, just doing those things that I've never been physically be able to do before because I've never had any equipment to be able to do it it's great. So I just want to, like Di said, just stay fit, healthy, strong. I do want to lift a little bit heavy, well, not a little bit. I want to lift heavier as the year progresses, and you know, I'm going to be the best rower at CrossFit anyway. So,
oh yeah, well,
especially with that number of Ks.
Yep. It'll be between you and Di, I think. Beck, it'll be between you and Di. Di's a pretty good rower.
So what's your speed on the rower, Beck?
I don't really look at it, Anthony. I don't. Jono's taught me how to read that a few times, and it goes in here. And I suppose that's the other thing. No one's really ever explained how the rower works properly for me. So I'm now getting that a little bit more understanding of how it works because I never got that previously either. So you know, for me, it shouldn't just be I have to row. There's got to be a purpose out of it.
Yeah,
you know? I love to hate the rower because I'm short. But I've got to see a purpose out of it. And the boys, like Ben and everyone, they're starting to show me how to read it properly so that I get a better understanding. That I'm not just doing it because you guys are running. There's a whole purpose out of it for me as well.
Yeah. Do you use the little slide, the dampener? You know, the resistance lever on the side of the where you can adjust it. Do you have like a number that you like to row on?
Well, it's interesting. In my last place that I did CrossFit, like we were just told, leave it on 10 the whole time.
Really?
Yeah.
And 10 the whole time.
Never explained why it would be on 10, and obviously that's really hard to row it at 10. But
yeah.
I never got that explained to me either. And then when I came to neuro, it was like, oh no, you know, we'll set it down here. So I think it's usually on 6.
Yeah.
But
what about you? What number do you put your rower on?
Usually about 6. Yeah.
It's unusual that someone would say just leave it on one number. That's I've never heard that before. Have you heard that before, Anthony? Just like stick it on 10 all the time?
I think like gyms where there's, dare I say, an ego thing. It's like leave it on 10 because that's where it's supposed to be. But
that's where it hurts the most.
Yeah.
You get more benefit from.
But you're not going to be able to create the most power output.
Yeah,
that's right.
If you're doing the short sprints, it's good to have it up as high as you can kind of handle it. And then if you're doing like something longer
rowing,
sits down at like 6, 4, whatever. You know, when you
but
see
they're the things I'm being educated on now, and like again, it's just another tick in the box.
Yeah, there's heaps of things, and I'm still learning different things every week or every month. I'll be, oh, geez, I didn't realize that. Oh,
and being taught correct rowing technique too is some of the exercises we do. The lead-in work is really useful.
Yeah. We did something the other day. You know, you guys don't run, but we did some running technique. You know, and like how many people actually focus on how to run? It's like something that I've just done my whole life. I just run, but now I'm actually thinking about positioning of my hips, my knees, my arms, my elbows when I go out and do my 400 run or my 1K run, it's just like, okay, I'll start focusing on technique. Why, if I focus on technique for cleans and snatch, why don't I focus on technique for running?
Running, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. We did the beep test last night, Anthony.
I didn't want to do it. So I've been working on some pain that I've been having in my legs. So I was like, it's not going to be a good idea to do. And what it said in there, I was trying to work out. I was going, because in the actual in the Beyond the Whiteboard, it had beep test 1 MI, and I'm like, everyone's like, we're looking at it on Saturday going, a 1 mile beep test? What the heck is that? Do we have to run like a mile and come back? So yeah, but no, I don't know how. It seemed like everybody had a great time doing a beep test.
I had hoped to get there, but it's Tuesday's a work day, and I'm usually wrecked at the end of the day, so I didn't. But I looked up the expected sort of standard for someone of my age, and it was 3.8 to 4.8. So
wow.
I don't think I'd be getting to that, but I didn't get there at all. So
that's the crazy thing. My standard was like, I looked up my standard yesterday as well, and I think it said 7 to 8, and I was like,
so high.
I can't go. I can't go for 8 minutes.
No,
like that's just, where are these people? Because I look around the world and I don't see these people. So
are you going by the first beep test that we did like 8 weeks ago?
Well, I actually got in touch
with average.
Yeah, I got in touch with Michael to see if he could remember, because he had shin splints, so he didn't do very much in the beep test, but he finished a bit after I did.
Yeah.
And I said to him, can you remember what you finished on? Because I know I finished before you, thinking if I got there, then I'd have some.
We did that out in the Oval, didn't we, on the park?
Yeah.
And last night they did it in the gym.
Yeah, we
in
did
the
it
gym.
inside.
Okay. Right.
Everyone got further.
And it makes a difference, I think, running on that surface to outside on the grass.
You did it in the gym, did you? Is that what you did?
Yeah, we did. Yeah. I did it on the rower. Of course, I did it on my favorite thing, the rower.
So, because even like when you look at what the beep test is, like the first minute, it's 7 20-meter runs in the first minute. So you have to cover 140 meters in the first minute. So, and then it gets progressively faster.
Longer, faster.
So I was sitting there thinking, just in general, like 140 meters in a minute is not a slow pace.
No.
That's not a slow pace, because that's doing, we always look at saying doing 400 meters in, 1 minute and a half, 2 minutes when you're fully going for it. So I'm like, that's only another, it's not that far away. So I don't know. I don't know who these super people are that are getting 7s and 8s all the time. So
no.
So
well,
how did everyone go?
You got in the 9s and 10s last night.
Okay.
Wow.
Who got in the 9s?
Army finished at 9, and Tom and the other boy.
Kieran.
What did Kieran get?
Kieran got on the bike. He didn't do it.
He's not running because
Kieran didn't do it. Belle didn't do it. But the other guy, who's either Scottish or Irish.
Oh yeah,
Ben.
Not Ben.
No.
Girlfriend
in the afternoon.
Killian.
He beat Tom. Actually, he beat Tom.
Yeah, he looks like a runner. He's built for running. That guy.
Yeah,
a wiry body.
Yeah. Well, they all did really well. Army could have kept going, but he was cooked. So he stopped at 9. But he did really well as well. Yeah,
that's awesome.
So. All right. Well, it's getting a bit later. I'm cognizant of your you're probably early birds, both of you, Bek and Dianne. Early birds.
I've got to get up at 5:30 to get to work tomorrow.
Yep, that's probably another little biohack that you sort of try to implement into your life. Is early bedtime, lots of sleep, or
my sleep patterns are terrible. If I could fix that, I would be a happy person.
Yep.
I'm a bit menopausal, so
you don't
what was that, Bek? I don't sleep well. I sleep for about 3 hours and then I wake up and I read and finally go back to sleep again.
Yes. Okay. Sound like me.
Yeah, too many things in my head.
I go to bed and literally I'm lights out. I'm a really good sleeper.
You're a good sleeper. Oh, lucky you.
So envious.
I would love to sleep and just wake up feeling fresh as a daisy.
Yeah, but if I do wake up, I'm usually awake for a couple of hours. It doesn't happen very often, but I'm perimenopausal, you know, so all of those little great things going on.
Maybe you get to my age.
Last question for me. I don't know about Anthony, but is there any other biohacks? Is there any other things that you guys do in your lifestyle to sort of promote health and longevity and just not quality of life, other than your CrossFit training?
My diet. I've always been very cautious with my diet. I try to eat as much protein as I can. I think my stomach size is quite small, so I do have difficulty eating what they say I should be eating with protein.
So is that like red meat or fish or white chicken?
I've got hemochromatosis, so I can't eat red meat. So I have a protein supplement, which is an animal-based organic protein supplement, which is like a whey supplement that I take. But otherwise, I wouldn't get the protein intake that I'm supposed to get daily. But drink plenty of water.
Lots of water. Yep. Cool.
Yeah.
Are you one of these people that always carries a little jug around? You know, like
I always carry a water bottle with me.
Leftover from Asia. Everywhere. It goes everywhere.
And the other thing I try to do, I've got this long list of things that I've tried to help with my sleep patterns, is to make sure I'm out in morning light for and get some sunshine and morning light daily. So that's supposed to help with, I think, the serotonin. Melatonin balanced, so not that it's all that effective for me, but it's still one thing I do. So
that's good.
Excellent. And Beck, anything that's secret little hacks?
Look, not really, but I always say something positive about myself and to myself every morning when my feet touch the floor, and I say it out loud.
Very good.
Yeah, so I like to do that, and I have a diary at work, and I also write it down in there as well. So saying it out loud, but actually writing it down, I do those two little things. That's just what I do as a little extra.
Can it be the same thing a couple of days in a row, or something that you repeat, or do you kind of come up with something new every day, or like?
Yeah, it can be the same things each day, but I try to mix it up at least, a couple of times a week, that you're not just saying the same things, but just giving yourself a few little things. But as soon as my feet touch the floor, I say something positive about myself and about the day ahead.
I've never heard that. Can you give us an example of like what something you'd say, like maybe this morning or yesterday? Or?
Now you're really asking me. Bloody hell. I don't know. Like, work's a little bit hectic at the moment, so we've got a few things going on in the corporate side of it. So, when I hit the floor this morning, I knew I was going to a different office today. So I'm like, today's going to be a great day over at, this other office at Chermside. Looking forward to, just seeing all the girls and working in a different environment. And I will make their day better. Just, I don't know, little things like that.
That's awesome. I like that.
Set the intention.
Set the intention. It's always positive. You just, like you say, Anthony, it sets the intention. It sets the spirit of the day. And I just try not to be reactive, with situations anymore. That's the other thing I try not to do anymore, is reactive. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Wow, much to learn from you guys. I'm gonna pick your brain some more every time I see you.
Yeah. Laptop's gonna go flat.
Very good advice. Very good advice. Love those two things.
Yeah.
All right, Di and Beck, I'm going
Okay.
to let you go. Thank you so much. I really appreciated talking to you guys and just finding out a bit more about your lives. It was a really enriching and enjoyable experience.
Thank
No
you.
worries. Thank
See
you.
you later, girls. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Wow. Cool ladies. Absolutely cool ladies.
Absolutely. So,
How
and
fun was that?
it was good. It was very, very interesting. It's interesting
Yeah.
to hear the different perspectives of, you can see how CrossFit just works for anybody
Yeah.
if they're willing to
Yep.
commit and do the work.
Yep.
So,
Yep. And I'm not as afraid of my 70s now after talking to Di.
no,
I'm not afraid of turning 70.
well,
Um, or
both
any
of them have that perspective of whatever life throws at you.
Yep.
Age,
Yep.
neuro
No.
disease.
You're
You
just going
just
to
keep
find
going.
happiness. You're just going to find happiness in different ways if
Yep,
you just keep pursuing those goals of just being the best you can.
absolutely. And now we've got to get you ready for the semi-finals, hey?
Yep. Yep. All right,
How you
Anthony.
feeling about it?
Hey.
How you feeling about them?
Nervous.
Which workout do you like?
We had that before, didn't we?
Yeah, I think you must like the deadlift one. We were
The
talking about
the
the deadlift
deadlift's
one.
awesome. The deadlift's going to be great. I'm going to enjoy that one. Let me bring it up. You can just help.
I
You
think
can help.
there could be.
You
I think
can.
there could be a strategy to.
Yeah.
I don't know if you have to load your own bar. That'll be an
No,
interesting question.
I'm pretty sure there was somewhere that I read that said you don't have to load your own bar, and you can have multiple bars.
Because you know what you want to do to get the best opportunity to be able to get as many cleans as you can, right? You want to be able to do the last deadlift in the 8 to 9 minutes or whatever that one is, and you want to be able to do that close to the end of the minute. Load it really
Okay.
quickly, do the start at the first minute, and then you
Yeah.
can rest, and then you can get straight into the cleans, because you've maximized your
Oh,
rest.
so get that second last deadlift bar. So it's one deadlift every minute, and there's 10 barbells. So you're
Yeah,
saying, because I'm going to just try to hit them at the beginning of
at the
every minute.
start, the
Yeah,
beginning of every minute.
and then you get like 55 seconds rest. Then you've got to hit the last barbell,
Yeah,
and then it's always going to be 55 seconds rest, right?
I guess so. Yeah, I was trying to work out if you could get close to a more of a rest but you can't really, can you?
I don't think so, because you always, it's going to be that 55 seconds. But yeah, I was a bit. You read the workout description, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
And even when you finish the 10th barbell, you still have to hit the cleans.
Yeah, you have to hit the cleans. So you have to hit as many cleans as you can in the remaining 50 seconds.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. You may have assistance loading your barbell, or use multiple barbells. So what we'll have to do is we'll have to set up all the weights so that someone can change the weights for me between them. So you'll have like 50 seconds to change the weight. If we have two barbells out,
do you need two judges for this one? Is that what we're?
I think we need two judging. Two judges have to be on the floor. Here, after a failed lift or after the athlete completes the ladder, complete as many clean. Oh, after you complete the ladder, you still got to complete as many cleans as possible in the time remaining.
Yep.
Then the workout is over. Oh, what a
Rock
bugger.
on.
So everyone, and that's where you get the separation, because there will be a lot of people that clear the same barbells.
Okay, I don't know.
What about?
I don't know. Will there be a lot of 50-year-olds get up to 188 kilos?
I think so.
I think the progressive, like the small overload, like it's only increasing by 4 or 5 kilos. but you're doing those in such succession. That's got to have a kind of cumulative fatiguing effect, right? Because like what your max is, what, 200, and then but when you do a 200, you have a rest of 2 or 3 minutes before you lift. You're not getting that rest, right? You're just like, got to be done the next one. So it'll start off nicely up until I think you get to the 170, and then it's going to be like every lift after that's going to be heavy. So,
who knows what the nervous system is going to be able to do when you do those heavy lifts within 55 seconds or a minute apart. So my question is what should I do that one on Friday night and then 2 more on Saturday and Sunday? If I do the deadlift one on Friday night, because that's kind of I'll be pretty tired after a day of operating. Should I? And that, like, I felt that's going to be the best workout for me to do on Friday night. How am I going to go?
Is that because it should be your best workout, right?
Yeah, that's right. It'll be, but it's less.
So why would you do it? Why would you do it after having a big day of operating where you're stiff and not moving as well?
Because the other workouts are way worse. the other workouts, like, imagine doing rope climbs and 7.
I thought you might do the 1K row and thrusters. I thought you might do that one. Because that I thought was not that one.
Handstand walks, double unders. It's just all way too intense.
Yeah, that was a bit tense. But there's the I think there's the rowing one. It's the
okay. Oh, that's not
one.
That's Jackie RX Plus. That's tough. Like, I just did 100 thrusters last night. Slowly, like relatively slowly.
Relatively slowly.
Just to see what it was going to be like. To do, because it's 2 rounds, right? That's 100 thrusters.
Yeah,
that's a lot. Okay, and then the chest to bar.
But it's at like, what's your best thruster? 80 kilos?
That's at 30 kilograms.
Right? So that's at like 40%.
Yeah,
40% of your.
That's a lot of work. So I don't want to do that one tomorrow night. So I think they're all like terrible. They're all terrible intensity.
Is it 30 chest to bars twice as well, or is 30 chest to bars?
Yeah. 30 chest to bars, and I've got a bit of an elbow strain. So, and then this is the other option. There's this bloody dumbbell walking lunge, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 strict handstand push-ups.
Yeah, that's not a good one.
So that's.
But that's as fast as you want to go, right? So you don't have to. You don't have to sell yourself on that one.
I'm thinking that one could be the last event on the Sunday. I'm thinking that could be the last event on Sunday, because that's when I'll be, I'm not going to really capitalize on that one. So make that one my last event on Sunday. And then my dumbbell DB workout, deadlift on Friday. And then these 3 I've just got to splice into Saturday, and then the second workout on Sunday.
Nice.
Yeah, something like that. We'll plan them all.
Fun. They look fun. They look like fun workouts.
Yeah. So. Well, they got good reviews from the commentators. The commentators were they thought they were great.
Man, Hiller didn't like them. Hiller was against them, so he was not happy. But there's the CrossFit media is shooting themselves in the foot, I reckon, like all of those people.
Official CrossFit media or unofficial CrossFit media?
No, like,
like us.
Like us, like, dense updates and Span. They're all fighting, kipping
What are they fighting about? I watch a fair bit of what they say.
Like, they're just fighting over ridiculous things. Like, apparently, they've all chosen a side for Dallin and Corinne Pepper, because she was televising the event that Dallin was in. And because she was streaming it.
This is at Legends, right? This is at Legends.
Yeah, this is at Legends, and then they were taking money away from the stream, and and then they kind of had a bit of a kind of just a little bit of a go, and then it's just all just ended up in a big pile of rubbish.
Yeah.
And
but those guys, remember those guys, the Savan universe, those guys are pretty serious about their media. They do it for, it's almost like a living. Not like us, we do it for fun. So those guys have to have an opinion, right? They have to have an opinion on things.
I don't know. It just seems like we just get some good momentum in CrossFit space, and then there's a drama.
Yeah.
And it's just like, stop creating drama.
Yeah.
Focus on the sport.
It's nice sometimes just to enjoy the sport, and we don't have to have an opinion. Like Bruce Edwards, the new CEO, like we don't really need to have an opinion. Luckily, most people who kind of know him say he's going to be fantastic. He's going to be like Greg Glassman reincarnated. And that's fantastic. I love it.
I like it too. So you just, we'll just see what he's able to do and go from there.
I haven't heard one negative thing about him coming on board as CEO.
No, not at all.
So hopefully, that's great news for CrossFit. Yeah, great news for CrossFit. Growing the sport, more people doing it, professionalizing it, more pocket money for the athletes.
Absolutely.
One of which is still training out there.
Is that Jet?
Yeah, Jedi. There he is. He's packing up. He's packing up at 8:30. All right.
That's early for him. All right. We'll see you tomorrow at the gym. I'll see you tomorrow.
2 weeks time. The next show.
Yep. Next show.
Not in 1 week. 2 weeks. Got to keep it in sync with the Thursdays.
2 weeks in sync now. So.
And any hints as to who our guest is? Hiko or?
I don't think we'll get Hiko because it'll be too close to Torian.
Oh
so
yeah,
they'll be locked in for that. So what I think we'll probably get is we could get Drew.
Drew.
So Drew.
Oh yes, this is the guy in the United States.
Yes.
Okay. So he might make us do a morning podcast and then.
I'd say we'll be doing that. Yes. So.
Okay.
But it'll be a good one.
Keep me updated, mate. Awesome.
All right, mate. See ya.
Take care. We end the stream. Bye-bye.